Please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic?
Hello everyone, welcome to the exhibition of stupid people. Today we're going to start with XQC and Kick. XQC is, if you don't already know, one of the biggest streamers in the world. On the world, in the world, around the world. He's also one of the laziest. And when he's been called out for being one of the laziest and a content thief, he's rolled around on the floor like a caterpillar while dabbing on everyone with the amount of money he made. He is right at home on Kick then, a platform that doesn't have much in the way of regulation, so you see a lot more videos recently of IRL streamers getting chinned in public, justifiably so. On June the 17th, Melissa, an ex-Kick staff member, uploaded a video to YouTube exposing employees of the platform. In the video, she claimed she resigned from the company because of the extremely hostile office environment. Quote, "There was a consistent disrespect to other people's opinions and beliefs. This went as far as consistently hearing the F slur and not only using just in jest as a joke jest. It was specifically targeted towards people it was supposed to discriminate against." She also shared a number of stories about how Kick allegedly mistreated an autistic streamer, how they allegedly tries to use a bigger streamer's cancer battle to sign them for less money. Now, of course, the good name of Kick has been brought into disrepute here, so naturally, Kick need to unleash their mightiest of weapons, Felix, XQC, who is signed to a $100 million non-exclusive deal with the platform. XQC refuted and possibly debunked a number of these stories. For example, XQC tied the cancer story to Kaide, a Twitch streamer who shared publicly her battle with acute myeloid leukemia throughout 2023. XQC stated that as far as he was aware, Kick and Stake never reached out to this streamer. Quote, "I asked and there was no communication to this streamer from Kick or Stake. I even sent people to investigate if Kick ever said anything to this streamer and I didn't get anything." Melissa also alleged that Kick proudly decimated the pay rate for a special needs streamer in his contract renewal, and many connected the story with Aiden Ross, giving his friend Jake Future 27 a paid contract to stream with Kick. XQC shared his thoughts on those claims as well, saying that his new pay rate was based on the number of concurrent viewers he gets on average, which he says is about 50. He revealed that he's part of the team at Kick, but he doesn't hold him back from pointing out negative things about the platform. He said that moderation sucked when he first joined, but meetings with higher-ups have made things a lot better on the site. I'm going to press X to doubt slightly, but we have covered a recent streamer who got perma-banned from Kick, so there is some validity to the point. However, there is less accountability on that platform when it comes to, for example, the IRL streamers, and certainly those that rip off other people's content for their own use and monetization. Cough cough, XQC, cough cough. Additionally, where XQC has made the claim that Kick did not make the offer, this has been debunked by Kaide herself. Quote, "I honestly don't care. I got an offer from Kick and I declined it. I decided that morally I didn't want to go over to Kick. Even if they did try to exploit me for my cancer, it doesn't matter. I think it's weird to say we can offer her cheaper rates. I don't think there was anyone else publicly battling cancer, I think. I'm not too bothered by it. It doesn't really matter because that platform's effing dying." I'm not sure if there's any truth to that part, and I doubt XQC cares since he signed to such a lucrative deal, but it's nice to see others holding him accountable by pointing out that he's lying. The golden boy of the platform is lying, which isn't much of a surprise really. When someone makes such big claims, they're going to pull out the big dog, and he is their big dog. Expensive one, but their big dog nonetheless. Honorable mention time. Yes, we're going to do these. This one is, which Warhammer 40k Space Marine Legion you are based on your zodiac. This one aggravates me to no end, because you've taken two works of fiction and put them together to pigeonhole even further. For example, if you're Aries, you're the World Eaters. If you're Alpha Legion, where my name derives, you have to be Gemini. According to my star sign, I am not Gemini. Rightly, the Emperor's children are Cancer, but not for the reasons cited in this particular description. No, they're just Cancer. They're a tumor. If you scroll down and further, you notice that those who are Capricorn are Iron Hands. Now, I won't deny I love this quaint idea of being stoic and unflappable. fantastic. However, they don't have a Primarch and no one gives a shit about them. Oh wait, that is actually us. Don't care. I don't like it. Change it. You had 20 legions to choose from and 12 sodding star signs. You could have given us anyone else. We, January people, we deserve better. You could have given us the white scars at least. It's not like they were in use. Or if you really wanted to do us nice, suit our mood as well. Give us the Grey Knights.
See, resistance.
So next, we're going to talk about Doctor Who because I'm getting beyond annoyed now. Series 14 has drawn to a close. Consolidated numbers show that it did go through a steady decline throughout the entire series. Touching grass clearly was preferable to watching it. Having suffered through this, a number of issues have arisen, something which even Russell T Davies, the showrunner, has admitted isn't great. For example, and I'm going to read a part of what happened. In Empire of Death, the series finale, just after Melanie Bush is revealed to be Sutek's latest victim, the TARDIS does something it's never done before. Quote from Sutek, "Bring me the Time Lord and the child and their precious secret." A cloaked Harriet Arbinger pulls a lever at the console of the TARDIS that's currently parked in Unit Tower. Mel, who's dead, Ruby and the Doctor are instantly transported across time and London from the Department of Health in 2046 to 2024. The Doctor didn't seem bothered, Mel's dead, doesn't say anything, Ruby is confused, right? Russell T Davies pointed out, while speaking to Bonnie Langford and Vicky DeLoe, the super producer, because of the absence of the remembered TARDIS, we have a complete narrative collapse at this point, where the TARDIS just invents a time beam that transports you through time and space. You know, kind of like Star Trek, but without the time travel, but in this case with the time travel. Quote, "We've just invented something we'll never use again, I hope we don't, where the TARDIS can just whoosh you through time and space without a TARDIS. It pains me, I blame everyone else, we'll just forget it never again." At this point in the episode, originally scripted, Russell T Davies explains the remembered TARDIS had collapsed and disappeared after depositing the Doctor, Ruby and Mel in 2046. That was a special effects sequence too far for this already packed episode, so it was cut from the script. That cost of making episodes, am I right, folks? When Russell T Davies took over the helm of Doctor Who and came back, and we were so happy because the show would be back on track, little did we know that that would not be the case at that point until David Tennant's second run. And then we started to see the cracks, started to see the influence of something that was going to ruin what we already liked, or what we believed could be repaired after the abysmal run of Chibnall. But, as is often the case, even someone like Russell T Davies cannot fix what is already now a lump of feces. Continuity was beyond parody, and to create new mechanisms rendering the entire novelty of a TARDIS moot took away something that was key to the show and the whole experience itself. Season 14, Series 14 has just shown you what really happens when you fuck around with something that can actually be better than what you are currently producing. You deserve these ratings that continue to go down, continue to collapse. You deserve that as a stark reminder of what happens when you mess with something that didn't need to be messed with like that. Stop trying to appeal to people who don't give a crap about your products in the first place, but will happily use it to champion diversity, equity and inclusion, to push wider messages that do not resonate with your core audience. The vocal minority aren't going to be the one buying the DVDs or the merch. No, they're going to be the ones claiming you're a great show, but not watching your show. And now you've pissed off the not vocal majority enough that they're not watching it either. The only thing you have going for you is the rewatchability of the older stuff.
And I measure the voltage. Oh my god!
Second honourable mention. I was on my phone looking at the news tab. I saw Alexander Usyk to defend world titles against Daniel Dubois in Poland. This confused me because he's already fought Dubois and he stopped him. This was very confusing, but I did know that Daniel Dubois, being new interim IBF World Heavyweight Champion, now the full IBF World Heavyweight Champion, which is weird because if you don't win a world title, can you be considered a world title? Elevated from interim to me is not really a world champion. It seems strange that he'd be going up against him having just vacated the IBF belt because the IBF are dickhead. Turns out my phone and Yahoo News did a bit of a fail. The article they are citing for this recent development is from May 2023. Not even a joke because the video underneath it featured Lawrence Okolie and Chris Billam-Smith. Lawrence Okolie lost his belt to Chris Billam-Smith already, so I was very confused by this.
the output to minimum. At 0 volts, it's pretty... Oh, I set it to maximum. It's the other way.
So to the next subject, we're going to go into the realm of music. Years ago, there was an individual called Rebecca Black, and she was mocked to high hell for using Autotune on a song called Friday, or It's Friday. She was parodied, mocked, memed. It was a great time to be alive, and I'm sure she benefited from this in some way. Charlie XCX is another singer who has admitted to using Autotune, something which she's not ashamed of, and that's fine. She confesses that she's pretty far out though because her ear is so used to leaning in. It's why I only do rap at karaoke, because people are like, isn't she a singer? And I'm like, well, yeah, but haven't you heard of Autotune? She went on to say that whether she's writing, singing live or recording, Autotune is always in the picture. Quote, you really get lazy because you can relax into a note rather than being super on. There are some amazingly technical singers who do sing with Autotune and are still like pitch perfect, but that's not me. I drink, I smoke, and I use Autotune, those 3 things. Now my view on Autotune is the following. You may as well at that point just rely on AI to generate your voice for you. M. Shadow spoke about this Avenged Sevenfold singer, because I don't think he'd take offense to AI taking over the vocal duties since he can barely sing anymore anyway. I would rather buy from somebody who can make the concerted effort. It's why I've mocked Jojo Siwa for miming. You can make the excuses about the energy involved in the performance as well as the vocals, but if you can't do both, drop one of them. Make sure it's the dancing you drop, and prefer to use the instrument that people want to hear from you. It's like buying a product and not getting what you asked for. Ooh, I bought a Lamborghini off Temu and ended up with a micro machine, and I'm somehow upset by this. That's basically it. She's also gone on to call out her own fans, to ask them to stop chanting Taylor Swift is dead at her gigs, because she won't tolerate it. Can the people who do this please stop, online or at my shows? It is the opposite of what I want, and it disturbs me that anyone would think there is room for this in this community. Since you're building your brand off of using a fake in the first place, don't be surprised if people call you out a bit, which this, by the way, leads handily into the discussion of the Foo Fighters, because at a recent show, Dave Grohl made a joke and people got really upset by it. I can't play it because copyright claim. He basically referenced backing tracks, and instead of calling his tour the Eras Tour, he'd call it the Errors Tour, hence the parody part. Well, there's always one out there who can't take a joke. In this case, of course, it had to be the Telegraph, who had to say that they have no right to criticize the Foo Fighters, have no right, that is. Because how dare they? Just the thing here, I saw people on Twitter bleating on about how it's a man criticizing a woman, a successful woman no less, forgetting here that Foo Fighters have been around longer than Taylor Swift has, and they are also a very successful act, currently on a very large world tour. They have no reason to say anything, let's say, seriously, when they could just say it in jest, and we know that Dave Grohl has a funny bone. He has been very good and well known for it for years. His work with Tenacious D is a great example of it. The drum-offs with The Child, seriously, the guy's just having a laugh. If he was going to make any snide remark at Taylor Swift, it would be the malfunctioning nose that I keep seeing videos of with her wiping boogers on her outfits. The backing track thing, again, if you're having to rely on that for your shows, regardless of what you're doing on stage, you should stop doing so much, because you cannot do it all. You're not Freddie Mercury, who could captivate tens of thousands of people in a tank top and put on the show of a lifetime every single night. There is a point there that we shouldn't latch on to too much, because I'm sure someone is a Taylor Swift fan, a Jojo Siwa fan, or a Charlie XCX fan. I don't care if you are. If you use backing tracks, mime, or use Autotune, you're shit. Simple as that, really. Death to all but metal.
1, 2, 3, 4.
One last honourable mention, we're going to go to Canterbury, where a landlord who painted his 16th century shop front pink has been warned by a council he could be jailed. The landlord in question is Christopher Neville. He owns 2 Grade 2 listed buildings, home to a nail salon and hairdresser on the High Street. He was first contacted by Canterbury City Council as part of its crackdown on garish store frontages. However, Mr. Neville had secured permission to repaint the St. Peter's Street properties a lighter shade of pink. He got the approval from the council, and on the day he was doing the work, he received a heavy-handed warning from local authorities that he could face jail for doing it. The council have had to apologise because they didn't conduct final checks to make sure that the correct enforcement notice be sent, and in this case, none at all. Don't you just love bureaucracy?
Well, you shouldn't have this at all. So you're going to have to take all of this lot and transfer it up.
I never cheated on my ex-husband. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while now, but I was told not to feed into it because it will just go away. But it's been weighing heavy on me, so let's talk about it. For over 1.5 years now, I've been getting hate comments, death threats on my DMs, and people telling me to unalive myself, all because of a fake rumor that I cheated on my ex-husband. I never made a sex tape or cheated on him with Tyga.
That is an individual called Bella Porch, Poarch. A year ago, she was accused of cheating on her husband with Tyga, Tyga. She left her husband. The court of public opinion does not believe Bella in the slightest. Sorry if the audio on that was too quiet, I just wanted to finish on a laughable note of bad acting, which is basically how it's been interpreted, along with other comments like OnlyFans detected, opinion rejected, which might now be one of my favourite phrases, even if it's a bit harsh, I've ever seen in 2024.